Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Synthesizer Spotlight. I'm so excited for today's episode because we're going to be taking a look at the XO-MINI, which is the latest offering from DYNASAMPLE, a company that's been making sound modules for iwi for as long as I can remember. They've very generously provided me with the synthesizer so I can show it off and talk about it on the channel today, so let's hook it up and see what happens. But first, let's take a closer look at the device, especially the back, because these ports are really interesting. For audio out, we've got RCA right and left. I use an RCA to 1/4-inch cable to plug it directly into my interface. We've got a couple of USB ports here, and this is where you can plug in MIDI devices, or you could also plug in a mouse or a keypad so that you can interact with the synthesizer directly. I'm pretty sure this thing is where all of the samples are stored, so don't take this out. This is an HDMI mini port, so we can plug an HDMI mini to HDMI adapter. Thankfully, it comes with one of these. And then that way we can plug it into some sort of a display and take a look at the user interface of the synthesizer, which we're going to do a little bit later. This USB-C port is for powering the device. It comes with an AC adapter that you can plug into your wall, really handy. This blue port here is really special because you can use this to connect to an accessory called the XO View, which I actually have, so let's take a look at that. This is the XO View. You can use it to view your current patch and all of the settings menus in the XO-MINI. So it connects through this micro USB to USB over here into the blue port, and along with a really handy viewing screen, you also get a bunch of connectivity options. So you have 5-pin MIDI over here, you've got a bunch of foot switch ports, and even another USB port here, so that's really handy. As of now, I don't think this CV does anything, but I'm told that there's updates planned in the future that will actually make use of this hardware, so that is very exciting. So let's put it all together. So now there's just one last thing to connect, and that is my MIDI controller. I'm going to be using my new rad that connects wirelessly to this MIDI beam. So what I need to do is I need to connect this to the remaining USB port, and then I'm good to go. We can power it on and we can make some music. Okay, so here's a closer look, and over here, this is the user interface for the XO-MINI. So I've got my mouse, you can see the cursor here, and I can do stuff like select a patch, switch patch banks. As I mentioned earlier, you can also use this with a keypad, but unfortunately I don't have a keypad that works. If you do use the keypad, you can get used to navigating using only the keys, and then you don't even need a screen, which is great if you want to use this thing on a gig and you don't want to bring a screen with you. Something else that I want to show you is the preset editor. Now this thing is really cool. It's definitely the thing that I'm most excited about here. It's a little intimidating to look at, but if you know what you're doing, then you can go in here and customize your sounds in literally infinite ways. I've done a few things in here, nothing too fancy, just adjusting some volume and EQ settings here and there, but the things that Ingo has shown me using this editor is actually mind-blowing. Honestly, it's worth making a whole nother video about. So what does this thing sound like anyway? Well, it comes with a whole bunch of different sounds built in, including brass, woodwind strings, percussions, keyboards, synths, harmonicas, organs. Honestly, it's got everything. And even if it doesn't actually have everything, you could use this advanced preset editor to just make anything that you need. I think that where this thing shines, though, is the woodwind, brass, and string sounds. Ingo has put an incredible amount of care and attention into making sounds that respond great to breath control, and he's even programmed in a bunch of crazy instrument-specific techniques that you can leverage in your playing. For example, realistic brass falls, brass shakes, legato string techniques, and timbre changes for flute instruments using pitch bend. There's actually a whole list of them, and I can just throw that list in the description for you to check out. Anyway, that's enough talk. I think it's time to show you what this thing can do, so I think I'll play a little cover of a great song by a really influential and important Canadian artist. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Synthesizer Spotlight. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.